How's it going, YouTube? Today I'll be going into my deep dive of the Razer Blade 15 base model from 2020. This one's rocking the 2060, the RTX 2060 Max P with 115 watts. It's also got the 10th gen Intel i7 6-core CPU. So basically this thing can handle everything you throw at it. Without further ado, I am going to jump right into this video. I would like to preface this video by saying I don't really plan on doing any kind of like testing of like megahertz and gigawatts and all that jazz. I am an average everyday consumer, and I, personally would just like to know if I were looking to purchase this laptop, which you might, because on Best Buy, you have a holiday sale of $14.99. I don't know how long that's going to last, but I would definitely hop on that if you are so inclined to do so. I'm just going to tell you what it's been like using it, what I have done with it personally, like the video games I've played on it, the video editing that I've done on it, and just overall the build quality, the keyboard, how I have felt about this computer overall. First thing that I would like to touch on is gaming. Now, I primarily use this as a desktop replacement. I have to travel for work here and there, and sometimes I'm staying somewhere overnight, and I like to take the power that I have at home on the go. And this 15.6 inch display, the colors look absolutely beautiful. That refresh rate is just amazing. 1080p, I have to say, at this size, it looks very, very good. And that 2060 will also be able to push out more than enough frame rates that you need. Another thing that's very important is, since this is a come and go type of machine, I do use it hooked up to my HP Omen 27i. Now that is a 1440p monitor that is running at 165 hertz. If I'm running a game that's as demanding as like Warzone, Call of Duty, for example, I can easily push out around 90 FPS at 1440p with most settings set on high, and that is just more than enough for what I need. And being able to do that with a package that you can just pick up and take on the go in a very, very aesthetically pleasing form factor, I mean, it's priceless in my opinion. Well, actually it's $14.99. So gaming has, that's what Razer is known for. This thing hits every game that you can throw at it right out of the park. You may want to get this over the 1660 version for the RTX and DLSS, which I believe is only available on RTX 2060 and above models. That's very important, because if you're playing games like Cyberpunk, you're not going to be able to get any playable like frame rates without DLSS enabled, at least from what I've seen. I'm personally holding off on the game until all of the bugs get ironed out, and because I don't want to hop into like a very laggy, unoptimized experience. But Warzone, Street Fighter, Apex Legends, this thing handles it all. Next, what I use my machines for the most is video editing. So I have actually made the jump from Final Cut Pro to DaVinci Resolve. Now, DaVinci Resolve was my go-to choice, if I'm being completely honest, only because it was free. But what just completely blew me away is how I can get just 4K footage, throw it in DaVinci, and this thing will chop it up and play through it like butter. So this is my Mac versus PC, MacBook versus Razer Blade kind of video / rant thoughts video that I have made here. I have 10 different timelines going because, you know, I'm still trying to learn how to use DaVinci. It's a really awesome program, by the way. If you guys would like to take a look at that, just let me know, and hopefully, you know, we can learn together. Back to the laptop. I have 4K footage. Fire 5 or Call of Duty or Gear. It's playing at real time. I can go ahead, make chops, and I could add more video in without to creating your own launchers, creating your own widgets. And the only thing I would say that differentiates this machine from like a MacBook and Final Cut is the fan noise. So that 2060 is a very, very powerful GPU, but with great power comes great heat. And with great heat comes great fans. So with those great fans comes Razer Synapse. So Razer Synapse is a very neat little program that I'm sure most of you are familiar with. It lets you basically set up all of your Razer devices and peripherals. Right now, all I have is the Razer Blade 15 right here, the base model. If you have their mice, their headsets, basically any kind of Razer product, it will be here on your dashboard, and that's when you start getting into the chroma lighting matching, where all of your stuff will glow at the same rate and stuff. Very neat stuff if you're into RGB. Personally, I have just left mine on this light blue breathing little effect. I really do enjoy Razer's RGB, but personally I just like the look of a classy looking mechanical keyboard. I want to get these keycaps switched out, by the way. I like to get them switched for something along the lines of like some custom keycaps which don't necessarily have RGB showing through. So that's not my biggest priority, but what really like stole the show for me aesthetically is this machine, how it is just one nice just milled block of aluminum. That green Razer logo, I know everyone says, oh, you should just get a D brand skin and, you know, slap it over there, which is very much, you know, understandable if you want to take this to work or school or something and you don't want everyone to see your little tri-headed dragon snake logo. But if I'm being completely honest, it really has grown on me. I was a huge fan of the light up logo that Apple had in the old days on their 2015 and prior machines. This little green guy here actually does glow in the dark as well, or lights up with the Razer RGB. If you are a big fan of RGB though, how you would go about customizing your settings and whatnot, you'd go click on your device, and clicking on your device gives you 3 options. You can customize different hotkeys depending on how you would like to use it during gaming, during normal tasks on your desktop and whatnot. Each function or combination of presses can be decided here on this screen. Next is the lighting. You can go into quick effects, which is what I have, and I just have breathing on that nice teal color, but Razer lets you go into advanced settings and legitimately really just make it however you want. Razer has some of the best RGB in the game. It will really kind of hinder you if you go for the base model, if RGB is your thing, only due to the fact that this has one RGB color going through every key simultaneously. If you get the advanced model, one of its features making the jump from base to advanced is having per key RGB lighting. So if you would really like to customize this, if you're taking this and you just love the aesthetics of, I don't know, having your function keys one color, WASD another color for gaming, you're not going to get that with this. but what you are gonna get is very, very high quality, nice looking RGB. That's just one color the same time all the time. But again, RGB is not really my thing. I really do like it. It's a really nice addition to this laptop, but it's not one of the selling points for me personally. Now, once you're done with lighting, you can go into the performance of your machine. So right now, I am on battery, so it will only give me the balanced option. Now, this is important to note because if you intend on taking this machine on the go and playing, I don't know, in between classes at college or just, you know, at Starbucks or wherever you want to do your mobile gaming, you are not going to get the full power of that 2060 if it is not plugged in with Razer's proprietary cable. This does not charge via any of the USB-C ports, by the way. That's also an advanced feature, for the advanced model. Now, the reason why you're not going to get the full power of that graphics card is because it requires that 115 watts of power, and that's just not something that the little laptop battery can do. I mean, if you look at the charging brick, that is a big chunky boy, and that big chunky boy needs to feed this here graphics card. Without that, you can do light tasks like web browsing, Microsoft Word, whatever you need to do, just regular schmegular things for about give or take 5 hours, which really isn't too bad. But the second you try and do any video editing or gaming, you're not going to get the best quality from it. Actually, it may automatically default to the Intel integrated graphics based on your NVIDIA control panel. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll just show you really quick. If this is going to be a dive into the PC world for you for the first time, all of these laptops that have NVIDIA graphics cards in them come with the NVIDIA control panel feature, which is very supplemental to what Windows provides in their native settings. But it'll let you dig a lot deeper. It'll let you enable G-Sync on an external monitor, which this does for my HP Omen. Super sweet, especially if you can't go past what your monitor is allotted for, which is 165 Hertz. I set this down to 120 and set G-Sync on with 10-bit color through the NVIDIA control panel. Super duper nice. If you guys would like me to make a bit more in-depth video on that, just let me know what questions you have and I'll try and answer all of them in one nice neat little video. What I was saying before, if you go into your 3D settings here, manage 3D settings, it will have auto select normally selected for you. So when you take off connected power, it'll automatically go to your integrated graphics to attempt to save more power, which is a great thing unless you're trying to, for whatever reason, use a graphics intensive program without being plugged in, which I don't recommend because your laptop is going to die within an hour or two. So next thing that I would like to get a little bit more in depth into is the overall build quality of this. This whole package is something that is very unique to Razer. There's no other laptop maker out there on the market that makes a machine that is just crafted to this quality. Except for, you know, Apple, of course. But as far as PC gaming laptops go, this is kind of, at least from what I've seen, like it takes the cake. One thing that I am sure every one of you have heard and seen is how this thing is a fingerprint magnet. So if I set this down just like that and I just wipe my hand on it, you can see that is just super duper not nice looking. Now I'm pretty sure Razer has taken accountability for this in some sort of fashion, because they give you this nice little microfiber cloth and it's included with the Razer blade. with a little Razer logo right there, but there is no amount of wiping that can get all of that stuff off forever, because the next time you touch it, it's gonna get all fingerprinty again. This honestly may be another good argument for a D brand case, but again, I just like just not putting a skin on my devices. I may go against that at some point. So now we have the IO, and this machine has pretty much everything you need minus an SD card slot. So this is the charging port that Razer's proprietary charger goes into. You have your Ethernet port for all that fast internet. You have a USB, I believe it's 3.0, USB-C, not Thunderbolt 3. Your headphone microphone jack. You have a Kensington lock. I don't know why these are on so many laptops. Maybe, you know, for at Best Buy so people don't steal them. But when I'm at home, I mean, I would rather have seen another USB-C port or something here. Not sure why this is here. HDMI port, 2 USB Type A's again, and this USB-C is your Thunderbolt 3 port. The reason why it's only on one side is because they would have to have dedicated hardware on each side to support that Thunderbolt 3. The advanced model has the SD card reader, which would be very useful if you like to make videos, but overall I am very happy with all of this. I can hook up a gaming mouse, you know, a keyboard, a controller, and still have leftover ports, and it is just been serving me very well. And by the way, I am hooked up to the HP Omen 27i, a USB-C to display port. That way I can access the full functionality of that monitor with the Razer Blade. Next, I'll be going over the keyboard and the trackpad, quite possibly some of the most important assets on a laptop, because this is going to be what you're going to be interfacing with to use your computer. Now, this trackpad is quite possibly one of the best trackpads on a Windows machine. It really comes close to a MacBook trackpad. The G14s and other machines have great trackpads, but one thing they're missing out on is the size. And the size of this is very great. You get very good clicking only on the bottom half here. So that is one thing that it is missing out. It is touch sensitive up here, but it uses a diving mechanism. So if you see my hand here, something like MacBook will have a force vibration, which makes you feel like the whole trackpad, no matter where you push, goes down at the same time. This uses a mechanical thing where it goes down only like that. So you'll have a full click on the bottom, but not on the top. There's absolutely no give to the top. So next I have the keyboard here, and I really love just how grid-like it is and how uniform it is. Something that you see a lot on gamer laptops is how just aggressive some things are. The Zephyrus, for example, has a wonky, just not symmetrical spacebar, and something about that just really gets to me. So without further ado, I know I would like this because I'm a little keyboard nerd. Maybe you guys will like it too, but here is a just nice little keyboard sound test with a monkey type speed test. So let's let it rip. It sounds very nice, has pretty decent travel, and is an overall great keyboard in my personal opinion. Something else that may not be important to any of you, but probably is, especially in the times that we live in now, is the fact that this bad boy has a webcam. You may not think that that's a huge deal, but like Asus laptops and other gaming laptops, for some reason, do not come with webcams. Now, I'll personally never use it, but if you have to do Zoom calls for work and you would like this to be your all-in-one machine, you will not be able to just take something like a G14 on the go and use it without carrying around a webcam with you as well. This is a 720p quality, not the best, but it still will serve its purpose, so it's nice that it's there. Now, overall, my thoughts on this machine are, I absolutely love it. Now, this has been my first dive into the Windows PC lifestyle, and I can't believe it really took this long, honestly. I would like to have a desktop at some point, but this can undoubtedly serve as a desktop replacement until that point. Just knowing that I can at some point pop open this back cover. There are 2 slots for SSDs and 2 slots for RAM. One of each are not populated, so you can go ahead and upgrade that at any point you would like. Knowing that this thing, I can upgrade it as I see fit, and knowing that not everything's all soldered on and I have to pay like $400 for 16 gigs of memory like on Apple or something like that. It's just a breath of fresh air. Like, I really love that. I really love this machine. It's like an Xbox I can pick up and take with me, and then when I'm done playing games, I could do schoolwork, and then I can do video editing. This really is an all-in-one machine in just such a beautiful black aluminum package, and I would highly recommend this, especially for the Best Buy sale of $14.99. I don't think you're going to see it any cheaper than that until the next models come out, which would be the only reason why I would hold off on getting this. It is rumored that Nvidia will announce their mobile GPUs sometime in January, so 1 month from now. Now, there's no telling how long Razer will take to put one of those in their laptops, but it is something to think about. However, this can confidently handle any game that's out right now at decent frame rates. It won't be, a desktop like kind of performance. Like, it is a 2060, but it performs like a desktop 1660. Remember to just do your research and not get confused by that marketing mumbo jumbo. It's a great GPU, super great, especially that it's all in this one package, but it is not the full 2060. Just to keep that in mind. So all in all, I would highly recommend it, and I appreciate you guys if you stuck this far in the video. If you have any questions for me, or if you would like to just have a chat, please drop a comment down below. If you've liked this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you for stopping by. See you guys later.